UFC 271 is over and there is a lot to unravel. A lot has been revealed during the week and a lot has happened since then. So let's start with one of the fights that caught my attention, and that is Jared Cannonier and Derek Brunson. This fight was supposed to be a title eliminator match against Adesanya versus Whitaker. We all thought Adesanya was gonna win, so now who's gonna fight him next? Is it going to be a rematch between Derek Brunson, or is it going to be fresh Jared Cannonier? Jared Cannonier was supposed to fight Adesanya before, but he lost to Robert Whitaker in a very bad fashion. But now Jared Cannonier, after defeating Kevin Gastelum, he showed that he is back on the track and he's just fresh. But this fight was weird. We all knew that Derek Brunson is a very high elite wrestler slash grappler, but there was something off with him. I don't know if you noticed, if you've seen the fight. Derek Brunson is not an explosive fighter. He's not an explosive knockout artist. He's a little bit slower than other fighters and other strikers, but there was something off. He was just way too slow. And I'm not saying after he got rocked by Cannonier, because Cannonier hits like a truck. Let's not forget that. But there was something just weird with Brunson, and he was just way too slow. I thought, it looked to me like he was some sort of, it was like he was slow as if he was injured. You know, something you don't wish to see in a fighter. But I'm not talking just any injury, I'm talking, it felt like he was a little bit concussed. But even before the fight, not after he got rocked. I mean, after he got rocked, we all seen like, oh, it's like, this is not good. But even before he got hit by Cannonier, like when the fight started, it was just, either he was not feeling it, or he might have been some sort of starstruck, which is very weird. But I mostly feel like he was just concussed. And we've seen this before in high elite and top fighters. A great example is Anthony Joshua when he fought Andy Ruiz in New York. Anthony Joshua just wasn't himself. He was just a little bit off, a little bit slower, and people say like, oh, he just mentally gave up. But then we found out that he was knocked out in sparring 2 weeks prior to the fight. And he still, after those 2 weeks, just wasn't himself. And if you ever got concussed, then you know that the recovery varies from person to person, and some people just needs a little bit more time. And that's why I was worried for Brunson, because it looked like he got maybe too eager in the sparring sessions, and maybe he got just hit a little bit too hard, you know, and he got concussed, and they just completely ignored it. That's how it looked like to me, but I really hope it wasn't the case. I don't want to make excuses from Brunson. I'm not a heavy fan of him, but it just didn't seem like he was himself during that fight. But I don't want to take anything away from Jared Cannonier. He fought a good fight. He stayed safe on the ground, and he just sparked Brunson out on the feet. He showed again that he has some solid knockout potential. And yeah, he knocked him out. I really hope that Brunson is fine after the knockout, because it was just vicious. And I really hope he's going to recover. And I really hope that he didn't get injured or concussed before the fight. Because going into a fight with a knockout artist or with someone who fought at heavyweight before in his career with a concussion, that's just a recipe for disaster. And I really hope he's going to be fine. And I really hope he's come back, because he was on a 5 winning streak, you know, and he dominantly defeated Kevin Holland and Darren Till. Like, he just wrestled the shit out of them. So I really hope that he would win against Cannonier, and we might get this weird rematch between Adesanya and Brunson, because I believe that Brunson really improved. But he got finished by Cannonier, and very well deserved. Cannonier fought and was prepared. After his loss to Robert Whitaker, he regrouped, he defeated Gastelum, and now he defeated Brunson, and I believe he's a title challenger against Adesanya. However, I don't think he stands a chance against Adesanya unless he catches him, because people forget that Adesanya is an ex-professional kickboxer. A striker or brawler is not going to defeat him in the middleweight division. So I believe Adesanya can make an easy work out of Cannonier. I believe he's not going to risk to taste his power, because Cannonier can knock out people. I think that Adesanya will just keep his distance, keep his pace, and will just control the fight. Similarly, as we've seen him control the fight against Whitaker, even though it was much more closer than people think it was. So I believe that Adesanya versus Cannonier is next. It's going to be a banger technical fight. It's going to be a heavy kickboxing sort of fight. And I believe they will put a show on the line. So what do you think, guys? Was Brunson concussed? Was he injured, or just wasn't in the fight at all? Or was he himself and did he just fought a bad fight? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.